Gators out on this Veterans Day. It is Karsch and Anderson, and we do our annual Veterans Day show, and we'll get to your Veterans Day calls coming up. Jared Goff scheduled to join us here momentarily. 97.1 The Ticket. Doug Karsch. Lions back in action on Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course last night the Eagles beat Green Bay 10-7 up in Green Bay. You know, I was taking a look at, there's obviously two teams that Detroit is chasing here. The Packers in the division that the Lions have now surpassed because of that loss, and Philadelphia in the NFC, the defending NFC champion, the defending Super Bowl champion. They played a game where neither offense obviously excelled, both struggling. Green Bay's last 20 offensive possessions have produced 2 touchdowns. And we sit here and we talk about our struggles, and everybody sees their own warts. But in their last 20 offensive possessions, Green Bay, 2 touchdowns. And the other thing that's going on with Philly, like, I'm not saying these teams aren't good. They are good, but they're going through their struggles too. Saquon Barkley had another one of those games last night that really didn't stand out of being the material of an elite rushing attack and an elite running back. And we've kind of documented how they aren't running the ball. 22 carries, 80 yards. Is that 22 and 80? 60 yards, excuse me. 2.7 yards per carry. 2.7 yards per carry for Saquon Barkley. They just aren't running the football the way that they have been. And ESPN analytics came out with their percent chance to win the division. And there are 3 teams at the top, Detroit, Chicago, and Green Bay. ESPN Analytics has the Lions listed as the best chance of any team to win the division, with a 56% chance to win the division, followed by Chicago, who's in second place, or tied with the Lions, but loses the tiebreaker at 14%, and then Green Bay, who's in third place, 26% chance to win the division. So that's the way it shakes out, and they take into account future schedules and all that. But let's talk about all that and more with the quarterback.
It's time to go inside the huddle with Lions quarterback Jared Goff.
Brought to you by Ford. Ready, set, Ford.
Jared, as always, we appreciate your time. And what a game on Sunday. That had to feel good to get the offense humming that way, didn't it?
It did, yeah. It felt great to get back on track, scoring 40, feeling like ourselves again, and getting a W, most importantly, on the road against a good team. Our defense played well. Our special teams played well. It was all a team effort towards a good W.
What was the biggest difference? If you had to look at the checklist of why you guys were humming so well on Sunday.
Yeah, we played better. That's typically the difference. We executed better. Did a lot of the little things right. I thought our O-line was incredible, and anytime they play like that, we're going to be awfully tough to beat. So it all starts with them always, and I thought they played great.
Coyote Owashika going in at the guard spot. Then you get Tristan Colon taking snaps from him. Dan Skipper's in there. Can you say enough about the depth and the guys stepping in and making your life easier?
Yeah, our guys don't flinch. It's great. It really is. We've got good depth there, good veteran depth, really, and Yodi having game experience, being able to step in for Mahogany there and really not miss a beat, obviously mentally and physically, and thought he played well next to Taylor, and then Skipper for the limited time we had him there, and then Cologne as well. Yeah, they all did a good job, and those guys all have real game experience, so there was no flinch. When
you say those guys don't flinch, and you said have you seen guys in this league at any of your time flinch?
Of course. Oh yeah.
That's an underrated part of the game. I guess I would think that all athletes are ready, but you've seen their eyes get big, or you can tell, they're not ready for this.
Oh yeah, it's happened. Yeah. It certainly has happened.
Yeah.
But those guys are veterans. They're good to go.
A big storyline was Dan Campbell calling plays, and you guys have been very, very clear that this is not about anything with John Morton, and you've been his contributions have been well documented by you guys since that game. But what did Dan bring to the table that was helpful?
Yeah, I think he's just got a great feel for us as a team. He knows when to pull, when to push. When's the right time to take a shot? When's the right time to run the ball? And just has a good feel for that. He always has. I mean, he's always been involved in it to some extent through the years and has had his input on everything. And certainly he's an offensive guy, so he's very aware of what we've been doing every week. And for him to be able to have his finger on the trigger this week, I thought it was great.
He said something after the game. He said, I made a few calls, and this is not a direct quote, but he said, I made a few calls that maybe weren't great, and Jared bailed me out. What does that look like in real time when he makes a call and you see a defense? Take us through sort of that process where you maybe, as he put it, bail him out.
Yeah, I don't know if that's entirely accurate. I think he's being critical of himself, but I think a play caller and the quarterback are working together throughout a game, getting in and out of the right personnel, getting in and out of the right play. And there's times where he picks me up, and there's going to be times where I have to pick him up, and that's just part of the game. I don't think it's anything special, but part of my job is to make things right, and if I got to do that, I will.
Jamison Williams had a big game. Was this we feel like we ask you every week about who had the big game. Was it by design going in? You knew he would match up well with this defense, or was it just what the defense gave you in the moment?
Yeah, it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I think he matches up pretty good against every defense in our league. So it doesn't really matter who we're playing. We want to feature him as much as possible. And this game was his to kind of get his and get busy a little bit. And it was good to see, up the sideline on some of those things. And we just want to keep that going with him. All those guys. I mean, it's a good problem to have when we're trying to figure out how to get everyone 100 yards. And I think it was his game this week. Yeah,
it really helps when you don't punt. You run 67, 68 offensive plays. You can get everybody involved. One guy you did not get involved, and I want to know why. Dan Skipper. He split out wide right. What did you think of the route he ran? And you didn't target him.
Yeah, it was a great route. I thought it was detailed. I thought it was crisp. I thought it was sharp. He's the fifth read on that play, so if I got to him, things aren't going well, but it is possible to get all the way back to him.
The middle 8 in this game, you guys take it down and get a field goal your last drive of the first half, and then a very crisp drive to open up the second half. It didn't really put the game away, but you really took control there. Take us through that portion of the game and how the offense was humming through the middle 8.
Yeah, I noticed that when we were in it, we got the field goal, and I knew we got the ball at a half, and getting the touchdown. Yeah, it's big momentum. I mean, to get 10 points without their offense touching the ball, it changes the game. Shoot, it felt a lot like what Kansas City did to us from the first half to the second half, where you're sitting there on the sidelines and the score flips so quickly. So, yeah, it changes the momentum, and we were very aware of that.
Well, you got a huge game coming up on Sunday against the defending Super Bowl champs. Is there already I know every game is big, but is there already a bit of a buzz in the building? Are you already fired up for this game coming up on Sunday night?
Yeah, man, we're excited. It's one, obviously against Super Bowl champ last year. It's one kind of everyone has circled on their calendar. When the year comes out, you get a shot at the team we won it last year in their place, Sunday Night Football, the whole thing. It'll be great, and our guys will be ready to go.
With Philly playing Green Bay last night, what were your thoughts watching that game?
Go Philly.
Yeah.
It was good. I'm glad they won.
Yeah. What do you think of the tush push? What is your take on this play that gets so much attention?
I don't know. Yeah, it gets a lot of attention. I feel like whatever I say here is going to be wrong. I think they do a good job of doing it, obviously, and to their credit, like if everyone did it that well, everyone would do it. It's not like it's a play that not everyone's allowed to do. So they do it well, and it works for them, and defense has got to try to stop it.
That place is known as being one of the most hostile places to play in football. By my quick research, I think you've only played there once when you were with the Rams, and I believe it was during a COVID season. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
What have you heard about trips to Philly, and are there other places that maybe have prepared you for this that are particularly hostile?
Yeah, I've played everywhere in the league, so I've had hostile fan bases. I know they're well known for being the meanest fans, and I'll have to have some thick skin when I'm in there, so none of their insults can really get to me. That'll be part of my mindset. But no, it'll be fun. They'll be loud. It'll be rocking. I know they're passionate, and I can't wait.
Speaking of interactions, Javon Kinlaw got in your face at one point back when they had a player ejected. What was that interaction all about? What was said back and forth?
Yeah, he was not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he was really saying. He jumped off sides. I told him he jumped off sides. He said, "I know," and I don't know why he was so excited about jumping off sides, but he was. And then I think that was before or after they punched St. Brown in the face. And so I can't wait to see Lewis Riddick break that one down this week for us on Turning Point.
We know what that's in reference to. All right, hey, I'm solo today, so I asked the fans if they have any questions, and they sent over some really good ones. So are you ready for some fan questions?
Yeah, ready.
All right. Unnamed texter says, I want to ask Jared Goff how frequently he knows where he's throwing the ball before it gets snapped, and compare that to his time in L.A. It seems to be a great area of growth in his career.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
He said he wants to know how frequently you know where you're throwing the ball before it gets snapped, and is this one of the greatest areas of growth in your career?
I think as you go, you end up learning more and more about defenses, and that kind of narrows the options of where you can throw it. So yeah, I think certainly as I get older and as I learn more about what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, it kind of narrows your options, and then it just makes you play faster. So. Yeah, certainly. I feel like I've gotten faster at decision-making every year.
Big C in Phoenix, Arizona says, for Jared, as a new dad, how do you and the wife handle night duty with the baby? The night shift can be a huge challenge.
Yeah, Dad not very involved during the season right now, and I do feel poorly about that, but Mom is doing a hell of a job, and Dad needs a little bit of sleep right now during the season, but I am more than happy to be as involved as possible when our season is over.
From a listener, Mike, I was at the game. It felt like a Lions home game. Could you ask Jared if it felt that way to him at times?
It did. It really did. Our fans were loud on defense, and then as their fans started to exit the stadium, it really became a Lions home game, and those are the best, man. I mean, those are some of my best memories in the last 5 years is being on the road and beating a team like that and seeing their fans leave, and then our fans start getting loud and you start hearing the go lines and whatnot. And it's fun, man. It really is. We got great fans, and I'm honored to play in front of them.
From Marlon in Walled Lake, I'd like to know from Jared whether or not he collects cards, and does he have any of his own personal rookie cards stashed away at home?
Yeah, I do. I definitely collected when I was a kid, and I do collect a little bit now, not as much as I probably used to. Do I have any of my rookie cards? Probably. I don't. If they're anywhere, they're at my parents' house. I don't think I have them with me here. But my dad collects a lot of my cards. I know that, and holds on to those for me.
That's cool. Question for Goff. I know you played your college football at Cal. Was there any other school you almost committed to?
Oh man. Yeah, David Shaw's on our staff now, so he recruited me at Stanford, and I always joke with him that if he would have offered me, you never know. But, yeah, so I always wanted to stay in California, so for me it was between Cal, Stanford, USC, and UCLA. Both my parents went to Cal. The only offer I got was Cal out of those four. So it made my decision pretty clear, and I couldn't have been happier.
Here's a great one from Wink in Royal Oak. Is there a teammate who people outside of the locker room don't appreciate enough, either for the plays that don't show up on the stat sheet or for what they bring to the locker room?
Gosh, I could name a bunch of guys. I think on offense, immediately I think of David Montgomery and Brock Wright. I think Sam and Jameer get a lot of shine right now, but those two guys are doing everything right every day. Show up every day to work with a good attitude. They show up on Sundays. They do everything right on Sundays. They're there when we need them. They're so reliable, and I think that'd be my answer.
And final one from Scott. What did you say when you went up to Dan Campbell after the game? It looked like a nice little exchange on the sideline.
Yeah, I said, great job, man. I told him he did a great job, and he was expressing, that he wanted to do this or that differently, and we just kind of said, good job and good game.
Jared, we appreciate your time. I'm proud of the fans. I think these were really pretty good questions.
Yeah, we should just do that from now on, huh?
Oh, wow. That kind of hurts. Jared, thanks for your time. We'll talk again next week.
All right, guys. Thank you.
See ya. Lions quarterback Jared Goff.